I'm joined now by Cormac Healy, who's the Chief Executive of Meat Industry Ireland, the trade association that represents the processing sector in Ireland. Cormac, just listening to the presentations from Board B at the seminar this morning, it was a pretty upbeat year from a processor's perspective in the industry.
Yeah, I think overall we could describe 2017 as having delivered a strong performance for the beef and livestock sector in Ireland. I mean, we've seen increased throughputs in all of the categories, increases and stronger pricing as well. So I suppose one key message that I would take from it is that when the market is there, the price can be delivered. It's not, I mean, price is not just determined by throughput. As we came into 2017, I think, Phelim, there was a lot of concern, particularly on the beef side, about additional cattle kill. I think 2017 has shown, and the performance has shown, that we've been able to manage that additional throughput. If you look across the categories, we've seen 100,000 extra cattle, 50,000 extra pigs, 280,000 extra sheep processed this year, and still a strong performance on price.
What do you put that down to in the context? Is it the fact that the Irish meat factories have done particularly well this year in getting out to sell the product and find the markets for it?
Well, I think it didn't just happen this year. I think we have strong routes to market. We have been working on those over the last decade, and huge progress has been made, both in the UK, in continental Europe, and also in international markets. That has been worked on. It didn't just happen last year. But I suppose the point I come back to is, when there then is demand in the marketplace, and there certainly appeared to be good demand in the marketplace last year, then we reap the benefits of that work that's been done.
Will the performance be sustained throughout 2018?
Well, based on the figures inside that we heard this morning, I mean, we're looking at similar or slightly higher throughput levels. So again, we're back to the market, and will the market be able to sustain that? The one thing I would like to see happening in 2018 is actual real delivery now on some of the market access work internationally that's been going on. There has been a lot of effort, a lot of resource put into market access, but actually we need to see some delivery now, some markets, you know, opening. China being top of the list.
I was going to say, is China the one that you have particularly in mind there?
China is certainly top of the list, and we hope to see progress on that early in the year. For pig meat, we'd like to see progress on Mexico. For sheep meat, maybe some real progress on the US. So there's a number of markets depending on the meat category.
And then I suppose the other thing that's worth noting, I think, and we noticed the extra numbers again in 2018 over and above 2017, there has been a drop-off in beef breeds in terms of the calves that are on the ground. There's been a growth in dairy cattle and dairy herd, but there does seem to be coming at somewhat at the cost or the expense of the beef herd.
Well, I think, I mean, we've heard, you know, the demise of the beef herd being talked about for the last decade, through various phases after cap reforms, etc. But it has stayed there, it has sustained. It is and remains extremely important to the overall beef sector. The suckler herd, the specialist beef herd, is important. I think only through delivery on markets and pricing, you know, from our perspective, from a processing perspective, can we help to deliver on that through the pricing system, through QPS. We have to do our bit. We also want to see more support going in behind the suckler herd from a cap or a market support perspective.
So, final thoughts then, Cormac. Are you optimistic about 2018?
I think we're reasonably optimistic. I think a lot of good work has been done in terms of marketing. As we've always said, it depends on what's happening out there in the market. But overall trends that we've heard this morning seem to be reasonably optimistic.
Cormac Healy, thank you very much.
Thank you.